All right, let's set up a ducker for one of the channels. And the best way to remember how to set up a ducker is focus on the channel that needs to be ducked out of the way. I've got a mic on 1. I'm going to have an MP3 player on 16. All right, so on the display right now is mic 1. So let's bring up channel 16. That's where our MP3 player is. So we're going to hit select on that. Okay, so the channel is set up right now as a crowd mic, which is fine. It's just a spare channel. So right now we've got an MP3 player attached to it. All right, when you select a channel, just like any of the other channels, you're going to notice that there's going to be a ducker insert or an effects insert. So on channel 16, what we're going to do is select this, and then we're going to turn the knob, and we want that to be positioned at the ducker insert. Now let's set up the ducker. What we're going to do is, what channel do we want to use to silence or bring down the level of this MP3 player channel? We want to make sure we're on single, not on gang. Gang just indicates a grouping of mics, but we want to be on single. Now I'm on channel 1, so I've got this selected here. You can see the yellow on it. I'm going to just rotate this knob, and it's on channel 1, and you can tell because I've got a mic already attached to it. Test, 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, so for right now, let's just accept all the defaults they have here. These settings actually look really good. All right, so we go back to the main screen, and all I did was touch the select button. And then what we're going to do here is on the word ducker, we're going to turn that on. All right, now it's activated. So if we want, we can go into the setup screen, and you can tell right here, see the red line? Check, 1, 2. The red line is indicating how much ducking is actually taking place. All right, so I've switched over to the outputs on the console, and I'm using a Sennheiser E835 mic. So let's start some music. Now we got the ducker off. I'm going to bring the music up. All right, I'm talking. There's nothing going on with the music. It's still the same. All right, let's turn the ducker on. All right, and now I'm talking, and now you can tell the music's gone down a little bit. And then when I'm done talking, it comes back up to its level. Okay, and we can watch it here. You can see the ducker doing its job. You can hear it, see it on that red line going down. All right, that's about how easy it is to do. And you can adjust the threshold, which personally I probably would leave it right there. If we adjust it higher, it means it takes a lot more energy to turn the ducker on. But at this level, I'm just talking normally into the microphone. The ducker's doing its job keeping stuff down. The attack time is good. The hold time is right. I would say the release time, less than 1 second, is good. All right, and also a good part about this is you can tell the ducker's on here. We've got duck sitting over here, and it's also got a reduction meter. Hope you can see that red line going down here. It's really small. All right, but that red line is what you find in the ducker setup. All right, it's that easy to set up. And then if you don't need it anymore, all you gotta do is just turn the ducker off, and you're on your way. If you're thinking you're gonna try to apply a ducker control on the aux, I'll say it's on the QU series, it does not work on the aux ends. All right, let's set up a ducker on a Presonus console. And the difference between the Allen Heath and the Presonus is we're actually using a compressor to do the ducking. All right, and just like on the Allen and Heath, we're going to be using channel 1. This is our vocal mic. Channel 16 we're going to be using for the MP3 player. Like before, whatever you want ducked out of the way, that's the channel you're going to do all the configuration on. So we're going to do 16. All right, we've got channel 16 selected, and you'll probably notice I use it for a talkback, so that's all that means. All right, so what we're going to be doing is using the compressor part of, oh, there we go, I just had it on there. We're using the compressor to do the ducking. And first thing we want to set is going to be the key source, and that is going to be channel 1. So we want this channel to duck out of the way when a level comes in on channel 1. All right, we select channel 1. All right, now some of the other things we're going to adjust is the threshold. We want a lower threshold than what you saw on the Allen and Heath. So we're going to run this down. So it's going to look like, wow, that thing's going to be coming on all the time. Not necessarily. So we're going to start it out at around negative 44 dB. That is pretty low. I'm going to slow down the attack a little bit just to make it sound more natural. The compression, I don't think we really need to worry about it too much. It's okay, we'll just set it at 3. The release, we do want a slower release, and this is going to be fairly high. We'll probably put it around the 800 milliseconds like we did on the Allen and Heath. And then what we can do to help sort of make it more natural sounding, we're going to use the soft feature here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to turn it on. All right, we are coming directly out of the console, and I'm using a Sennheiser E835 mic just like before. All right, so all we got to do, we're going to play the music. I'm on 1. Okay, and the MP3 player's on channel 16. All right, let's do the compression, and you can tell the difference. So when I talk, then this goes into its compression. And you can tell, hopefully here, yeah, you can tell here on the meter how much compression is taking place. And if you notice here, when the levels go up a little bit at a time, that is indicating how slow the release is, which is what we want. All right, test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, let's adjust the threshold down more. All right, test 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, that's a little bit better. We've got some more compression out of it, and we could probably also increase the ratio, but something like this I think would work well. All right, and that's how we set up a ducker on the Presonus 32SC. All right, test 1, 2. All right, hope that helps. Thanks for watching.